Welcome to a celebration of Veterans Day, our annual assembly honoring all the past, present, and future veterans of our country. Please rise and remain standing for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the National Anthem. Presentation of colors by the Delray Beach Police Department Color Guard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We welcome a presentation by the Korean War Veterans Association, Chapter 17.
My name is Shelby Evans. I'm from Chapter 17 of the Korean War Veterans. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. The Korean War Veterans of Chapter 17 want to thank you for inviting and honoring all veterans of all services, as well as friends and family, to this beautiful celebration for Veterans Day. I would like to introduce my co-chairman, Neil Mitchell, who will present 2 books to the American Heritage School for both of their libraries. Show them. It describes, with photos, the story of the forgotten victory, not the forgotten war. It subsequently explains how the growth of a devastated, war-torn country has become an economic world leader and very close ally of the United States. The Republic of Korea, to this day, has never forgotten the United States soldiers, as well as the 21 other United Nations allies that helped to save their nation from a world of communism and still honors us some 63 years later. The patriotism displayed to us today by your students and faculty is taken with heartfelt joy. Once again, thank you all, and God bless America.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for inviting all the veterans, past, present, to be here this morning. I want to just give a small certificate to your school as our appreciation for being invited here to this occasion. If I may, I'd like to read it to the student body. To the American Heritage School, on behalf of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 5335, in White Beach, Indiana, Florida, we want to commend you on the patriotic programs that you are holding in your facility. Our country's future leaders come from facilities such as yours, where we entrust you, our educators, to instill the history and values of our great nation. The dedication that the staff and faculty provide to your student body is extremely important to the health and welfare of our country. The memory of historic events and the courage, sacrifice, and values of patriots past and present is one lesson that must be passed on generation to generation. Your actions regarding this are to be commended. May God bless America. This is dated November 10th, 2016. I want to say to you student body here, you should be very, very proud of your school. You should be very, very proud of the faculty and staff. Thank you all for having us this morning.
We have gathered together today to express our sincere appreciation to those men and women who have served and are serving our country so that we may continue to enjoy our freedom. On this solemn occasion, we also honor the memory of those veterans who have passed away and those members of the armed services who have given their lives to keep our country free. Our honored guests today include Mr. Robert Stone, Headmaster, American Heritage School. Ms. Janet Cruz of Southeast Florida Honor Flight. If any veterans are interested in Honor Flight, please see Janet or let one of our volunteers know. The City of Delray Beach Police Color Guard. Leslie Wood. I now introduce Mr. Bob Stone, Headmaster of American Heritage.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome and thank all of our veterans and special guests for participating in our program today. I'd like to send the regards, pass them along to all of our veterans from the Mayor of Delray Beach, Kerry Glickstein, who unfortunately couldn't come due to a scheduling conflict, but wanted to extend his best wishes and to invite all of the veterans to the official Delray Beach program tomorrow at Veterans Park at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome from the school's ownership, Mr. William Laurie, Dr. Douglas Laurie, and Leslie Wood, who's able to be here today to greet and support all of you. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank Patricia Kobos and Lana Buckhalter and Debbie Lutchkis for organizing today's wonderful event. We appreciate everybody's efforts. Boys and girls, it is significant that this year the presidential election took place in the same week as our national holiday, honoring all of the veterans that have served our country. The dramatic presidential election that all of us witnessed this year was particularly important and directly relevant to Veterans Day. The election by the people of our next president once again proves that a true democracy is the most consistently peaceful way to transfer power from one leader to the next. As heated and at times negative as this election was, President-elect Trump, Secretary of State Clinton, and President Obama all gave gracious speeches the day after the election, asking all Americans to come together for the benefit of the United States. Faith and confidence in our governmental institutions and our political process is essential for the continued existence of the free society that we all hold dear. The veterans that you see participating in our program this morning are a shining example of people who are willing to serve our country and, if necessary, give their own lives to protect these freedoms and rights that we all cherish and benefit from. As was made clear by this year's presidential election, it is very important for all of you to remember that in life, with focus, vision, confidence, and perseverance, anything is possible. Boys and girls, what we would like you to take away from our program today is that you should always support our Constitution and the American way of life, and regularly take time to thank and appreciate the service of veterans, like those seated before you and across the country, who serve, protect, and in some cases, personally sacrifice a great deal to protect our freedoms. To all of our veterans, on behalf of everyone here at American Heritage School, thank you for all you have done in the service of our country. Enjoy this morning's program as our students honor you and our great nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Our next group of guests are very, very special, and it's with much pride that we give a special welcome to all the veterans who have come here today to join us in this celebration. All veterans, please stand so that we may recognize you. It is with great pleasure that Ms. Buchalter and myself introduce each veteran. We'll start with William Laurie, founder of AHS, branch of the military army. Served 4 years in the Korean War. And Miss Wood, who is Mr. Laurie's daughter, is actually representing Mr. Laurie and her husband, Clark Wood, whose ranking was E7 in the Navy from 76 to 81, husband of Leslie Wood Laurie. Matt Morse, Staff Sergeant, please stand, branch of military Marines. 8 years served. He is our Dean of Students and father of Faith, Dylan, and David. Dale Broom, 92 years young, Lieutenant JG in the Navy, December 1943 through August 1946. Louis Scaveras, Chief Branch of Military Navy, 2004 to the present. Bobby Retes, E5 in the Army, 2 years, who is a welcome guest here. Stanley Gavlik, DK2, Commander of the Lieutenant Richard Corian, number 17, Navy, 4+ years again. Jack Technell, U.S. Army Vietnam, grandfather of Pelton and Grayson Needle. Dalton and Grayson Needle. George Perlman, SP3, Army Medical, served for 2 years and is a guest. Maxie Namath, Colonel in the Air Force for 22 and a half years. Two grandsons, Jesse and Brenda, transit listed. Charles Koppelman, SPC, Army Medical, 2 years served. Children and grandchildren, Susan, Scott, Matthew, Jordan, Jake, and Rachel. Sonia Foster in the Navy and the Coast Guard for 2.5 years. Greg Bostige, Commander, Pilot, 435, Combat Mission in Vietnam, Navy, 22 years, Navy firm. Frank Murray, Captain of the Marines, 5 years, has a student here in 1st grade at Valiant. Marina Perez, E7, Sergeant First Class, Army, 25 years, again. Michael Driblatt, Petty Officer, 3rd Class, Naval Air, Vietnam, grandfather to Joanna and Joshua Tommy. John Tatami, Army National Guard, 1995 to 2001, father of Joanna and Joshua. Neil Mitchell, Aviation Ordnance Airman in the Navy, Korean conflict, 52 to 54. Jerome Rowe, Captain, U.S. Coast Guard, Korean War, stateside, grandfather of Northern War. Steve Stein, Petty Officer, Navy in the Vietnam War. 3 grandchildren and 1 daughter-in-law, Lexi, Marley, and Ariel, and Allie Stein. Rafael Canaval, Sergeant, 2nd Air Force, Desert Storm, relationship, Emma Canaval, father. Norman Manning, Sergeant, Marine Corps, Korean War. Howard Garland, Sergeant, Army, Korean War, guest. Victor Mariano, Corporal Marines, 1996 to 2003, father of Victor Mariano. George Perlman, Specialist 3, Medic, Army, Korean, guest. Dan Lipset, non-commissioned officer in the Army, 1981 to 1984. Father of Brendan and Jesse Lipset. Shelley Evans, Sergeant, Army, 2 years. Ronald Gognan, Specialist First Class in the Army, 6 years. For his parents, we thank you for his service. Jim Gerlich, Sergeant, U.S. Army, Vietnam, grandfather to Ethan and Ella and Evan Grenier. Herbert Cohen, Army. Jerry Gerson, Corporal Army, Korea, 2 years. Jerry Moore, Airman First Class, Air Force, 6th member of the family serving, 4 years served, father to teacher Mrs. Lightcap. Anthony Guglielmo, Private Army, 2 years, grandparent to Ava and Anthony. Anthony Kasache, Corporal in the Army, Korea for 2 years. Oreste Ernie De Learno, Corporal Army, Korea, 2 years. Sonia Foster, U.S. Coast Guard, Executive VP of Navy League, Coast Guard and the Navy League, served for 8 years. Albert Ferriello, Sergeant, Army, Vietnam, 4 years. Jamie, Brianna, and Isabella Ferriello. Robert Richter, Lieutenant Colonel, Army, Military Police, 1966 to 1995. Ben Madison, Asher Preston, Lieutenant. Jack Kelleher, Sergeant, Air Force, Korean for 4 years. Artie Waldman, Corporal of the Army, 2 years, 16 months in career. Lynn Waldman. Larry Krause, Sergeant, E5 Air Force, 4 years, 2 grandchildren, Theo and Julian. Gene Macha, Sergeant, E5, Army, 3 years, is a welcome guest here. Ina Gutierrez, Sergeant, Army, 4 years. Alexandra Gutierrez. Richard Summers, Navy, 11 years in Vietnam. Howard Lynette, Corporal, Army, 2 years, relative of Analia and Chaya. Bill Burke, 3rd Class Petty Officer in the Navy, Vietnam for 3 years. Dave Engel, Ship Service First Class, Navy, Vietnam, 11. Michael Esposito, Seaman in the Navy for 6 years, daughter-in-law, Mrs. Esposito, Hayden and Megan. Benjamin Rodriguez, Staff Sergeant, Air Force, 8.5 years, grandfather to Adriana Williams. Andrew Zambori, EM1C, U.S. Navy for 3 years, great-grandfather of Ava Vest. Bob Green, Staff Sergeant, Army, 2 years, guest. Mark Kent, First Lieutenant in the Army, 2 Purple Hearts, 1 Silver Star, 1 Bronze Star, Korea for 5 years. Grandfather to Mark Kent. Victor Estrada, Sergeant Air Force, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, 9 years, father to Victoria. Larry Blodner, Master Sergeant in the Army, Vietnam, 20 years, and Grenada. Carl Kurtke, Corporal, Army Artillery, Korean, 1953 to 1955. Last but definitely not least, James McGuire, E5, Staff Sergeant, Air Force Reserves, U.S. Navy. Another round of applause, please, for our honored guest.
And strong, and whose sacrifices has helped preserve the freedoms we enjoy today.
Well, what is a veteran? Let's Google it. Where's an iPad?
Look, I found it. It says a veteran is a person who has served in the armed forces, an experienced soldier, especially one who served in time of war. And Veterans Day is a legal holiday in the United States honoring all veterans of the armed forces. Usually, Veterans Day celebrations are held on or near November 11th.
See, a veteran isn't a what, it's a who. A person who died for our country. They're the ones that get flags put on their graves on holidays.
See, a veteran isn't a what? Wait, what? No. A veteran isn't always someone who died in a war or even fought in a war.
That's right. A veteran is a man who has served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or Merchant Marines.
Well, you're halfway.
What do you mean I'm half right?
Well, women can be veterans too. Many women have served our country in the armed forces in times of peace and in times of war. Women can be veterans too.
Have all veterans served during wartime?
No, just having been in the armed forces makes a person a veteran.
Wow, veterans are really special people, aren't they? I mean, if a person is in the armed forces and we have to go to war, then they have to go, right?
No, not really. Veterans are people who have already served but are no longer in the armed forces in our country. My grandfather is a veteran. He was in the Vietnam War, and my Aunt Sue is a veteran too because she was in the Navy.
You know, veterans really are special people. They deserve to be honored with the holiday.
You're right, and did you know that in 1954 President Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming November 11th as Veterans Day to honor all U.S. veterans?
Wow, really?
Yes, it's true.
Today, the students at American Heritage and American Academy honor all veterans with a special musical tribute. Throughout history, many songs have become popular during times of conflict. Each branch of the armed services has adopted a particular song.
The first verse of the Marines hymn was written and adopted as the official song of the Marines at the close of the Mexican War. The tune is taken from an opera written by Jacques Offenbach. Veterans, you are invited to stand and sing along when you hear your anthem. The combined kindergarten classes will sing the Marines hymn. Marine veterans are invited to stand and sing along.
From the halls of mountains to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battle in the air, on land, and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. From the halls of Mount Tezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battle in the air, on land, and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
Is a song most often associated with the United States Army. It was often sung to inspire the foot soldiers during World War I. Our first grade students will sing the Caisson song. Army veterans are invited to stand and sing along.
Over hill, as we hit the dusty trail, and the caissons go rolling along. In and out, get a shout, count your pipes to ride about, and the caissons go rolling along. Then it's high heat in the field artillery. Shout out your numbers loud and strong, and wherever you go, you always know that the caissons go rolling along. Over hill, as we hit the dusty trail, and the caissons go rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, have your pipes to cry about, and the caissons go rolling along. But it's high heat in the field artillery. Shout out your numbers loud and strong, and wherever you go, you always know that the caissons go rolling along. And the caissons go rolling along.
In 1938, a magazine sponsored the contest for a spirited musical composition to become the official Army Air Corps song. Of the 757 songs submitted, Robert Crawford's song was selected. It was officially introduced in 1939. Second grade will sing the Air Force song. Air Force veterans are invited to stand and sing along.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to be our thunder. Attaboys, give it a gun. Down we dive, cutting our flames from under. Off with one heck of a roar.
American Revolution, merchant mariners delivered the goods to every front. The United States Merchant Marine is made up of the nation's civilian-owned merchant ships and the men and women that crew them. The Merchant Marine transports cargo and passengers during peacetime. In time of war, the Merchant Marine is an auxiliary to the Navy and can be called upon to deliver troops and supplies for the military. In 1943, Lieutenant Jack Lawrence, USMS, wrote the words and the music for the song that became the official song of the U.S. Maritime Service and the U.S. Merchant Marine. The song, Heave Ho My Lads, will be sung by the combined 4th grade. Merchant Marine.
Heave ho, my lads, heave ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pull with their hatches full, bringing the wind, breaking the sea, finding the treasures. So heave ho, my lads, heave ho. Let the sea roll high or low. We can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us the goods and we'll deliver. Take the submarine. We're the men of the Merchant Marine. Give us the oil, give us the gas, give us the shells, give us the guns. We'll be the ones to see them through. Give us the tanks, give us the planes, give us the parts, give us the ships. Give us a hit parade, and we'll be on our way. Heave ho, my lads, heave ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pull with their hatchets full, breaking the wind, breaking the sea, finding the treasures. So heave ho, my lads, heave ho. Let the sea roll high or low. We can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us the goods and we'll deliver. Take the submarine. We're the men of the Merchant Marine.
In 1906, Anchors Away was composed as a tribute to graduating class at the Naval Academy. In 1907, it was adopted as the official song of the U.S. Navy. 5th grade and the Heritage Harmonizers will sing Anchors Away. Navy veterans are invited to stand and sing along.
Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Farewell to college joys. We sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, we wish you a happy voyage home. Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Farewell to college joys. We sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
God Bless the USA is a patriotic song written by Lee Greenwood and is first released as a single in 1984. It reached number 7 on the country charts. That year, the song was played at the Republican National Convention with President Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan in attendance. It gained more prominence after the launch of Operation Desert Storm during the Gulf War in 1991 and following the September 11 attacks in 2001. The Heritage Harmonizers will sing God Bless the USA.
to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The students, faculty, and staff of American Heritage and American Academy wish to thank our special guest for joining us in our tribute to the veterans of America. We'd like to also extend a heartfelt thank you to Wendy Day, Tammy Maza, and Carrie May for their dedication.
Your service to our country has made it possible for us to enjoy all the advantages that we have had today. We are forever grateful.
The song For the Good of the Many reminds us all that America is a great place to live. Everyone please stand and hold your flag high as we listen to the total student choir.